Okay, so my plan this weekend is to fix my fuse box. Now this fuse box is as old as a car, and you know, the glass fuses have they work, but I think this could be modernised. For one, I'm just gonna zoom out a bit. If you look at my stereo, and I'm gonna try and get into the right frame here. Start wiggling around some of these wires. It's gonna make a fool out of me today. One of these does not like to be fiddled with, and sometimes my stereo drops out. So, and it does it at the most inconvenient time. So what I've done is when I had the dash out to put all this stuff in, I measured this up. I think it's actually this one here. That's a culprit, cleaned him up. Anyway, in this one here, I don't like this random fuse here. So I designed this guy to take these type of fuses, blade fuse, and use this type of connection. Now this type of connection in the back is extremely easy to get. You can go down to any Super Auto or whatever and pick it up. I know there's better connections you can get off eBay from China, but you got to get them from China, and you know, I like things to be easy to get, so I'm going with this. It should be okay. I've made a test dummy of this, so there it is there. Okay, that's how the fuse sits in. So the little, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Okay, so you can see how there's the little fitting in there. Okay, and I just, which one is at the bottom right? Pops in there, and locks into place. So you can just see these two little at the corners here. Or if I do this even better. Trying to do vent arcs with so these little black spots, this little corner here, oh, get my finger out like this little corner here, and this little slot there locks into the, see that little bit there right on the edge here, so that little part there, it locks that fuse in so it doesn't go anywhere. So even if this down here is not the greatest fit, okay, which it will be, okay, it'll still lock that fuse in. So I'm gonna pull this dash out again, I'm getting good at it now, and see if my contraption here will fit in there. And if it does, then I'll start wiring this up, start running some buzz bar wiring at the back of it. Alright, see how we go. Scratch that. I decided to leave the fuse box where it is because, well, it's working, and if it stops working then I'll change it, but I've got the part there, so if it melts or something, if I pull the dash out for another reason, then I might look at it. But it is a pain and I don't want to upset everything in there, so I'm just going to leave it. Plus I'm taking this guy back to a tuner just to fix a little idle issue that pops its head up every now and again. So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to design a cold air intake for the Celica. So what will that look like? If I can swing my little camera around, will it let me do it? No, wants to stop recording and start again. So currently, this guy is sits in here all pretty like, and it gets air, a cold air feed from the bottom there, which gets its cold air from this piece of drain ducting, you know, just an average piece of PVC down on the floor now. Yeah, so it gets from there. So I'm gonna design something a little bit more classy. It's gonna collect a bit more air than just this. And it's going to come up through there. Oh. And it's going to connect. It's gonna have a flange on the bottom of this, so it can just be open like it is now and have a filter there, but when I go drag racing, I'm gonna have a connection that goes straight from there to there. So it gets a bit of ram air. We'll see what that does. All right, I guess I'll start designing. Okay, just a bit of a progress for the old scoopy scoop. So I started to get some drawings going here. So that's the front. That bit there is where it catches the air. This bit here is where it shoots up into the engine, and that other plane there is just this sort of a guide for the loft, I'm hoping. So if I go there, to there, to there, solid shape. Okay. There's our scoop. Shell out. Let's see if it, hopefully it doesn't fail. Sometimes you get these little pain in the butt things that happen. It doesn't accept it. Our poor computer's working its butt off. So there is the scoop. Well, the first rendition of it anyway. This is what I use industrial graphics for, making car parts. It's not all about destroying shapes, it's about learning how to draw shapes. Once you've got learning how to draw shapes down pat, you can do whatever you want. So I'll just add some features to this and see how it turns out. Okay, so that's what I've come up with. This is all first modelling, so we've got a little sharpened edge at the front to split the air. Where's my mouse gone? It's much easier to do this with the mouse, sorry. Literally working on 2 car seats that are turned into a couch because why not? No one wanted to buy them, and I thought, screw it, I'm gonna make a seat out of them. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's a sharpened edge there all the way around it to cut the air as it comes through. It comes up through that this nice fluting, this nice loft. The air gets thrown up there into that flange. This little flange here will then bolt onto this area here, there. And now I'm just going to build something in there to hold the filter. So I found the cheapest panel filter I could find, a chip tube auto, which is for like a VE Commodore or something. Got the dimensions off it, and I made this box here to suit that. It may or may not fit. I don't think there's quite enough room for it to fit in there. But I might print it if I get time, but I'm not hopeful. So that's the upper side. So I haven't designed the adapter plate yet to go into the engine. So this is where the engine would come and get its air from, and like that. And this is the top half. The other issue is I haven't figured out how to clamp these two together. So that's the top half, and that'd be the bottom half. So it'd have to be like some over-center attachment, so, or something. But the air filter currently in, it's just a pod filter. So it's just that pod filter there. And it's got a little, this little area here, which is sort of blocking a lot of the hot air. And if it still gets that cold air coming up from under here, it's still going to be beneficial for it. Mind my grubby hands, I've just got rid of the Golf. The Golf is gone, by the way. Hey. Took us about a couple of hours this morning, we fixed that up. Anyway, back to it. So, I've decided that I've also created this adapter. So this adapter will go from that shiny 75mm aluminium induction pipe there and adapt it to 90, which is your standard stormwater drain stuff. So it's really easy to get bends and stuff like that. I mean, you're not trying to reinvent the wheel when you're doing this sort of stuff, I don't reckon. So I want to get that spot there. This is when I go drag racing, so there will be no filter. That spot there, down to that spot there. So I can just use a combination of, you know, this sort of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's got good bends, got good curves, etc. And I can just go from 75 to the 90mm stormwater stuff and go straight down to that, adapt it down to that. Bob's your uncle. There's your cold, your ram air. There's maybe 2, maybe 3 horsepower doing that. We'll see. At 160 k's an hour, that is. So right at the end, I'll have plenty of air getting shoved in there. Cool. Well, I think until such time as I get that printed, I'm going to leave this video there. See you later.